And we're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 325 to be exact. If you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole bunch of that stuff going on around here. And when you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, and I'm very excited to do so, I've got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations because it's that time of the year. All right, we've got a couple weeks left of livable weather here in the Midwest. You got to take advantage of it. There's no better place to do so than Alpine House 2, today's video sponsor. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame with a log cabin interior located directly across the street from the Ski Brûlée Resort in Iron River, Michigan. So when it does get cold, there's no excuse. You'll still be going up there and hanging out. Surrounded by forests, lakes, rivers, more specifically Iron River, makes Alpine House 2 the destination for fishing, hunting, hiking, boating, any of that good stuff. And then obviously as it does get colder, skiing, snowmobiling, etc. Alpine House 2 has been pretty consistently booked up over on Airbnb and Vrbo, but if you actually reach out to them through their Instagram, at Alpine House 2 on Instagram, and tell them that Darren Rita Detox sent you, they will get you guys set up with a vacation. That's at ALPINEHAUS 2, the number 2, on Instagram to stay up to date with renovations, bookings, and more, and let them know that Darren Rita Detox sent you, and they will get you guys set up with a vacation. It's beautiful up there, especially in the UP. If you haven't been, definitely worth checking it out. Now, I mentioned this is the 325th episode of the show, so I've been doing this for a long time. I wish that I knew what I was doing when I was starting, when we were at back episodes 1 through, you can give me the first 100. Had I known these guys, our other video sponsor today, Impulse Cameras, would have made things a lot easier. Impulse Cameras is located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin's Drexel Square, and has everything you could possibly need for your creative projects, whether it's cameras, lights, microphones, gimbals, or even just a space to record your own stuff. They have all of it. They don't just have great gear, though. They've also got an incredibly talented staff that's worked in the industry, and they're here to get you the gear that best suits your needs at prices that actually fit your budget. If you're still not convinced, they also offer a super legit rental program that allows you to get your hands on some amazing gear before you decide to buy, so you can do your research, get your hands on stuff, talk to them. Again, they're really knowledgeable. They're going to help you make sure you make a good decision. So check out at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com to see everything that they've got going on. They're also linked down below. They offer monthly memberships to get you discounts and whatnot too on top of their already stellar deals. So one last time, that's at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com. Them as well as Alpine House 2 are both linked down below, so you can check them out there too. Tell them D-Rita Detox sent you. Now, with all the church announcements out of the way, I'm excited to be kicking with my guest this week. We got to give a very, very wet detox welcome to video essayist and fellow nerd of mine, DanBoyWonder's here in the building.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? First time on a podcast. We were joking.
First time on a podcast. Yes.
It's funny. I was talking to you before we went live, and I mentioned how I've actually seen when you reached out to maybe do the show. I had already seen some of your video essays because I don't know if you know this, video essays are my shit, dude.
Oh, for real?
They're my shit. And I think video essays, for people that aren't into them, I need to sell them on it today. And I think we're going to sell them on it today because if you like something, and this is why I like video essays so much, I'll watch a TV show or I'll watch a really good movie and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to live in that world a little bit longer.
Yes.
And I'm like, let me go watch somebody tell me why I like this for 30 minutes, an hour. I don't care how long. I want to just keep staying here.
That's such a real answer because I do the same thing anytime anything big drops.
Yeah.
Like when I seen Superman I was like, live it on the moon. Love the movie. First thing I thought, it was like, let me see what people are saying on YouTube. When I looked it up and I watched like tons of videos.
Absolutely. Sometimes I'm like, I'll know what I love the movie or I love the show, and I'm like, I already, like, you're picking up on the themes and you're really excited about it, but then you watch somebody break down the themes, or you watch somebody break down like why it's important to them, or like what it resonated to, or how it related to their real life. And there's just something so like human about like video essays about like anything. Could be a video game. Could be, I can't tell you how many. I've watched this guy, I think his name's like Fat Brat or something. I've watched him break down every single character of the new God of War games in like hour-long video essays. Each person gets their own, and I'm sitting there thoroughly entertained, like folding laundry, like going for a drive. Doesn't matter.
I do the same thing with like with comic books, like superheroes. Like there's a bunch of comic book guys like I watch when they talk about like the movies. Yeah. And like I've sat and listened to like hour-long videos about why Spider-Man 2 is the best movie and going into detail of why. Yeah. And it'd be like he gets it just like me.
Yeah.
It is so fire.
It's it's such a fun experience. That's why I think it's so cool that that's what you do. And you know, I introduced you. You're DanBoyWonder. On Instagram, the handle is Dan10, right?
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
I'm interested because you're a Ben 10 guy.
Yeah.
So you got to sell me on Ben. I didn't watch a lot of Ben 10 growing up. It was
really?
there. I'd seen some episodes, right? But I wasn't drawn into it.
Okay.
So I want you to sell me and people listening right now, why is Ben 10 goated?
Okay. Well, first off, right, I feel like if you're a person who like action, Ben 10 got that. And for one, it kind of has like so many versions too, and they all do like its own little thing. Yeah. I think in this day of generation, people have flocked to like anime, right?
Yeah.
It's like the new hot thing when it wasn't. I feel like Ben 10 is one of those like Western shows that aren't anime, but it's sort of adjacent to Ben he starts off as 10 years old, Ben 10, that's where it comes from, and then you watch him like progress and go older, go through more serious storylines and get stronger and stuff like that. So it kind of rides that same line as like anime.
Yeah.
But the twist is the twist is like the whole alien thing. I talked about in the one video where I kind of like talked about how much they play into that, and I think it's like so cool. It's like the core identity of the show. Yeah. But like it's just so unique because like one moment Ben can be turned into like a big muscle guy, forearms. Yeah. And then later on in the show, he has an alien that like lets him do whatever he wants, snap his finger and he can change the universe like that.
Yeah.
And it's also like the little things in between, like the character moments, you know, how they handle that. Yeah. Like they said, the action, the dynamics,
What's the
characters.
Premise? What's the premise of Ben 10? He gets the
premise
watch.
is so in the premise he starts off where the watch crashes down on Earth and he gets it. And the premise is like he basically uses his watch to save the day type stuff. But as the story goes on, like these series progress, the meaning of it gets expanded on, and Ben kind of becomes like there's a quote in the show that I love because it's like the epitome of what it is. The guy who created the Omnitrix, he calls Ben Noah to Noah's Ark, and that's basically what Ben is, right? So he wields the Omnitrix that it's not really a weapon, but like that's how it's like that's what people want to use it for. Yeah. So not only is he like using it in the way it's intended, he also like using it to save the day. So I think that's really what it is. Like it has so many smaller story beats, and like it has like that overall narrative that like most shows don't really give you.
Yeah, yeah. Especially I think there is. I mean, I think there's like a handful of like shows that were geared towards kids around that time that did a really good job of that, and then there's a lot of just fun kids TV shows, which is nothing wrong with that.
And I think that's where Ben 10 really excelled at. Yeah. When it first dropped, that it was probably a first like seeing that as a kid was probably like your first time drinking water, because like they really don't really hold back. Like it's a kid show, but like that first series where it's kind of like all gritty, it's really alien, it's kind of like gross and nasty, or like how a bunch of the aliens look and stuff. It's really like a young boy's dream. It's like, damn, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
They're not pulling punches because you're a kid. They're not talking down to you.
Yeah,
they're treating you with respect as an audience.
Yeah,
I think there is that's like very needed. I think especially like young dudes that are like watching different TV shows. And that's why I love Dragon Ball growing up. Was like I just loved that it was like it obviously it's geared towards kids, but like, dude, people were getting their holes blown through their chest in like the 5th episode.
I feel like that's why Dragon Ball has always been the one anime that like even when anime wasn't so cool, people would never really give you flack for watching.
No,
because like nobody can resist the way Dragon Ball was out there beefing. Like they was out there boxing. I feel like everybody, no matter how cool they tried to make themselves seem, was like, no, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
It just is cool, bro. Yeah. These guys are ripped and they're throwing hands, like you said. What is in Ben 10? That's a serialized show, right? So like episodes it's like actually episodic, right? Where it's not just like random.
So that's kind of like where it kind of gets I ain't gonna say confusing. Like the first series, the one that came out first, that's kind of what it is. It's not linear. So like, you know, like a lot of the episodes at first don't really directly connect to each other, and then it's only later on where they start making references to past shows. But the other shows, like from Alien Force to Omniverse, which is like the 2, 3, and 4 shows, that's when the story really gets like linear, and like they start to like actually like tell a cohesive story from start to end type.
And so
stuff.
Those are like continuations of the original Ben 10
yeah, it's those are like when he's older. So like he's older in Alien Force to Omniverse. He's like 15 to 16, new watch, new aliens, all type of stuff.
Shit. So he gets this watch. And he goes on it. I imagine, I haven't seen it, right? So I'm just imagining. He goes on this journey, and then then we progress into these other TV shows and whatnot. When he does this get like pretty pretty out there in space. It's like he going out to other planets and
like
shit.
I feel like the best thing, like there is definitely some whiplash. Like if I showed you an episode from the very first season, the very first series, and I showed you one from like the quote unquote last one, you would be like, how do we even get here?
How is this the same
Because
show?
like it starts off with him going around on a summer road trip with his grandpa and his cousin, and next thing you know, he has an alien partner, and they're like on this faraway planet where they're fighting like alien moles and stuff, and it gets super wacky.
It does, but I mean, like low key, some of shows that get like that, some of the shows that are like that are the best shows.
Yeah, and that's why I really like Ben 10, because like for as long as it's been on, it's always like a natural progression.
Yeah.
So like when we get to that point, it don't really feel too weird. It's kind of like normal, like, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the stuff that you've been kind of like waiting for him to kind of go out into space and see these alien worlds that, you know, he can turn into and that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's a natural evolution, and then it makes you like appreciate the progress. You can like look back and be like, dude, this is a completely different show, but in the best way. Like we're evolving. We're not just like staying the same. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing, not to bring up Dragon Ball again, but like if you look at Dragon Ball versus, I mean, now Super and what they're doing, that like very different. If you were to like look at little kid Goku with Krillin, like going on a trip with Bulma to catch some Dragon Balls versus like world ending Frieza.
Yeah, I think that's exactly like what it is. Yeah. Like you go from Ben fighting some wacky super scientist dude who's like experiencing an animal to him turning into a god to fight another god level alien. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
Do they still make more Ben 10? Is that
they don't? It's a big talking point in our fandom and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
How is the Ben 10 fandom?
It's great. It's really alive. Okay. Surprisingly, it's a thing that I always like to bring up, because I think it's like it really speaks to just how good the show really was and how much it meant to people. Yeah. That like we're about 20 years, I think, exact removed from the first time it ever hit TV.
Really?
And people are still like talking about it consistently, posting about it consistently, making YouTube channels about it consistently. And like we're 20 years removed, and it's still alive as it almost ever was.
When was the last of it aired?
So they had like a reboot. I don't know if you ever seen clips of like Teen Titans Go. It was something like that where they kind of like tried to change it and make it for new audiences. Yeah. That I think aired its last episode in 2021 of April.
How did you feel about that? What was it called first?
It was just called Ben 10. Like if you want to look at it, you just type in Ben 10 2016.
Oh, okay.
And my thoughts, I think it was definitely, it's not my cup of tea, at least until like you get deeper into it a little bit. Obviously, there are the obvious things, like it's for kids, so some stuff you kind of have to like excuse. But one thing I've always said too, and I made a recent video about it. One thing I've always said is that I think out of all the reboots, the cartoon reboots that people get upset about, I think Ben 10 is like the least offensive, because as it got deeper, it kind of like tried to show its appreciation for the older show and actually try to do its own thing instead of make a mockery of it.
Yeah. Because you brought up Teen Titans Go. That was something. I loved Teen Titans growing up. That was a show I watched a bunch. I haven't really revisited it as an adult, but I did love it. I remember like very specific episodes that were really awesome. And I do remember when the Teen Titans Go was announced, and like friends of mine like just showing me like, dude, didn't you like the show? And I'm like, this is not what it was. This is not what I thought. It was cool. Whatever I liked was.
I feel like the disconnect from Teen Titans Go and Teen Titans is, it's not like Ben 10 doesn't have that same disconnect. Like they're a little bit closer. Yeah. Like obviously it's not the same, but if I showed you it, you'd probably still be like, okay, it's not my cup of tea, but it's Ben 10. Yeah. Like that's one thing I appreciate about the reboot, especially too, because like I said, they show respect to the other shows. One thing I do like is how in one of those final episodes they bring back the old version of Benza, like there's a bunch of them. Okay. And I thought that's really cool. Like they definitely take the moment to pay respect to this show.
And is this show like is Ben 10? So like is there talks that maybe like who owns the franchise? Like who owns?
So
the
it's
rights?
like it's under like Warner Brothers. Oh, so like it's like Warner Brothers Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Then the people who made it. And so like it's under that umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
under that umbrella.
Were there any other shows like Cartoon Network era, Nickelodeon era, that you were like really into, or
I was into a lot of that shit. Like if I had to give you a top 5 top of my head, not including Ben 10, I'd probably go like Danny Phantom, Teen Titans. Like you said, I made a video about Teen Titans. Yeah. That's I got a lot of love for that. So Danny Phantom, Teen Titans. We got Young Justice. It was from an earlier era, and then the Justice League cartoon, that one too.
That's a great.
And then what's the sleeper pit I go to? Like I really do like American Dragon, but like. Yeah.
Interesting.
I really geared towards those action shows, like Samurai Jacks.
Oh yeah.
All that type of stuff. That was really my groove.
If you had to go band for band, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon in their prime cartoons, who's Who's coming out on top?
Cartoon Network easily.
Yeah.
I feel like, but see, I'm a little biased though, because like I said, I'm an action guy.
Sure.
Like obviously, I don't know if anything I said is stacking up against SpongeBob.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, SpongeBob's pretty goated, and it got Fairly Odd Parents. You got Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
Some classics in there.
Yeah, like I said, I think, but like, especially if we're like taking everything, I feel like when somebody throws at that, that's when you got to throw like the regular shows, the Adventure Time,
those
all that type of stuff.
Too.
You thought Scooby Doo, I feel like that's like Scooby Doo started there, low
Grim
key.
Adventures of Bill and Mandy.
Yeah, that too.
That shit was fire. Yeah, dude, I do think Cartoon Network still hasn't matched out. It is kind of sad. Is there like, I know there are probably animated shows for younger audiences now, but there's not. Like, it's sad that Cartoon Network ended because I feel like it did. I don't know. It was really cool that there was just a place that was like all animated.
Yeah,
shit.
That was something I brought up recently too. It was like that place was just like when it decided to be, it had like a little weird area that I talked about, but like the fact that it was just straight cartoons and they made that its identity, I feel like that's really why like a lot of people will tell you that's like the king of the big three of the children's cartoons.
Yeah,
like they were so deep in it. I don't know if you remember, but like they used to have like bumpers, like little like ads. Yeah. And it used to be like all their characters in the city just hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Like they really like and I feel like you don't see stuff like that anymore.
No, there was a love for animation in general, and it was like, I mean, they were so different too. Like Ed, Edd and Eddy looks nothing like Courage the Cowardly Dog versus like even The Amazing World of Gumball and then these other shows that came later. Like they completely different. I can't imagine now with how much people like complain about animation budgets and whatnot. And you've talked about Invincible. I love Invincible, and that show gets trashed for its animation sometimes. I just can't imagine like the level of work and the level of care that was going into these shows. Chowder, like, fucking love that show, man. Just great, funny shows, man. Like,
that's just so good.
Cartoon Network was goated, and it's funny. There's like, I know some people that grew up, they weren't allowed to watch Cartoon Network, or they just didn't.
Yeah, it was like the whole thing, like you can't watch Pokemon or that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's just bizarre to me. But yeah, did you? What about Disney Channel? Did you have any Disney Channel shows?
Well, like that was more like they're more like sitcoms and stuff. I watched some of the sitcoms like Sweet Life on Deck, Austin and Alley.
Tron Uprising, that's animated.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Oh yeah. Speaking of, Motor City, I don't know if people know about it. Motor City was really good. See, I watched Disney XD. Like since I was
animation.
Since I was a dude and like more geared towards the animation, I sat on Disney XD. Like they had a show called Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. I'm a big fan of ninjas. That was that's my stuff right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still like Disney. Kim Possible, and I mentioned American Dragon. Their stuff was good. You got Proud Family, that type of stuff. But like, I think those Disney XD shows was like really where I found my love for their house of animation. Yeah. And of course, even they have some good sitcoms. People talk about theirs too.
Yeah, I wish that they had rolled out the Disney XD stuff better, because I was a huge fan of the Tron Uprising show. Like I loved that show, dude, and it did so terribly because
almost
they switched
all those
it.
Shows did.
Because they put everything aired at a terrible time, and they were trying to launch the app at the same time.
Yeah.
And so like nothing did well because they were like putting it behind the app and putting it behind this other stuff, and then they're like, well, we got to cancel all these award-winning shows. And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I talked about that in one of my older videos about action cartoons. Like the Motor City one I mentioned, I think that was like a cartoon that got like canceled because of like toy sales, like because you're not advertising the show properly.
Yeah, exactly.
You basically put on like a dead network. Yeah, kind of like people are really going there for like the sitcom still.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really think they have like their standout gold and animated show. Like when I think when you ask people about that, you get like a bunch of different answers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Disney Channel. They've never. I feel like Disney Channel never really put the time in it. Disney, of course, powerhouse in animation, has been forever, but like, just not there.
They never got there, and it's sad because they do have some bangers.
They do. They really do. And
like outside of the popular ones like Kim Possible, American Dragon, I always like to bring up Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. That's a deep pull. I don't know if people know about that. That was
an insane sentence right there. That was crazy,
bro. The show's even crazier. Like if I just tell you the sentence I have in my head, you probably be like, I don't. You probably gonna be like crazy.
No, I have no idea. What is this? What was that show about?
Voltron with monkeys.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's legit, and that's Disney XD. Disney.
I think it bounced around between the two.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'll die on the hill that like. I like the concept and the world of like Tron so much. I think that's so cool, and that I think that is one of the most like atrociously handled IPs of all time. Like the first movie, it was cool. I guess it was like really technologically advanced for the time. They did some really unique filmmaking things, and it was a cool idea. And then they launched with Tron Tron Legacy when they were like trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
And I still think it was cool. Like visually, there was some cool stuff, but the movie was just kind of a dud.
Yeah.
But this Uprising show, dude, it won Emmys for animation. I thought the writing was awesome. The characters were so dope. It was like Spider-Man, like, because there was like a hidden identity thing, and he's like a teen, like kind of late teen, maybe kind of
that was a big thing back there with the animation.
He was like Spider-Man, but in Tron. And there was like, and then like, because Tron exists in this world, and Tron is like hidden, and it's so good. But they only did one season because it just
that'd be the worst, bro. That hurts.
Dude, they built so well, and then they canceled it because they were like, yeah, it's just not doing well.
Yeah, I watched the Green Lantern show recently, like that CGI animated Green Lantern show.
Yeah,
really good. Made me actually like Green Lantern, and then you come to realize, like, damn, it's only like 23 episodes.
Yeah, and then it's done.
It's done like just like that.
Man, yeah, it's hard. It's a little heartbreaking. What do you think? Who's your least favorite character in comics?
Ooh, least favorite.
Yeah. I
don't think I have a least favorite.
Someone that annoys you, maybe a character that you think is typically annoying or is written poorly.
I feel like oh, that's a tough question. I never really thought about that. I don't really, because the thing with me is like I don't consume. Okay, well maybe I should say it like this. I won't have a least favorite, but one of my biggest hot takes I feel like is I don't really care about the whole like Peacemaker Suicide Squad stuff. So, especially with James Gunn being like the whole DC thing. Like I've said that like. They're not bad, but I just don't care for them. I don't care for the whole Peacemaker thing. The Suicide movie he made was decent, but like it's not his best.
Yeah, so, yeah. What do you dislike about it? What's not your vibe?
I don't know.
Is it like the cynicism of those kind of shows?
I just think when I watch Suicide Squad, my thoughts about it compared to everybody else's was like I just thought it was cool, and then he kind of just like started just like throwing more. And I was like. I ain't like it that much. So
you're like, yeah, it was okay.
It's more like, yeah, it was cool, but I'm good on just the one project. And he kept like, yeah.
I wasn't super big into the Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people really did like it. I feel like fans liked it. Critics really did not like it. It was like pretty critically slammed, especially
the second one. Yeah, the first one was like god awful. Nobody liked it.
Yeah, and that's so people like, especially with the Joker, like people really weren't a fan of his joke, Jared Leto's Joker.
Absolutely not.
Jared Leto too. Yeah, to bring it back, Tron up.
See, I was gonna ask you about the new Tron.
Yeah,
movie.
he's gonna ruin that too. So that's phenomenal. Dude.
I really was gonna ask you about the new Tron movie.
Why? Why is he in stuff? Why do people cast him? What has he done that's good?
They said that movie to die.
That's what I'm saying. And like they're not even trying with the marketing. They're like, we know this is gonna suck. This is gonna be bad.
That sucks because like even I'm not a big Tron guy, but I've seen it like in Kingdom Hearts as we talked about like before the pod. Like I seen it there and I thought it was cool. That's kind of really what activated that in my head to go look at it. And I was like, they're making a new Tron. I remember I went to the movie and I seen the trailer, and then I was like, okay, this look cool. And then I see him show up. I'm like, oh. And he's a lead. Oh
yeah, dude, trash. And the thing is, it's just such a cool world, dude. It's such a cool idea for a world, and the music, the soundtrack is always great, but it's gonna be ass if Jared Leto's attached. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna be good. Maybe he's my least favorite character in fiction. Is Jared Leto. Whatever he plays,
not even his character.
Just Jared Leto. Is we talked a little bit about the Ben 10 fandom. Is there a fandom that scares you a little bit online?
I'm not gonna lie, the My Hero fandom, but like I thought My Hero is one of my like favorite things of all time. It became one of my favorite things a while ago when I watched it, but I've heard horror stories about their fandom. So when I was watching the show, I was like going in like, okay, but like the show is so good, and then like the fandom is kind of.
What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? I'm not familiar.
I'm just saying it's like if I tell you, think of like anime fans and kind of like that stereotype that they have. They're basically that, and it's like it's kind of like they gave the show a bad rep because I think it's really good. Do they like? Are they just weird with the characters? There's a super funny video online where like I don't really know how I can say it, but there's a funny video online where there's like a person dressed up in a Deku costume at like some convention, and he's giving it to like a doll, and it's like crazy.
Like he's pounding the doll.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's just and like it's like stuff like that sets the fandom back 50 years.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm getting.
But I mean, I feel like I don't know because I haven't really been that deep. I kind of just watch on the side now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how it is nowadays. I would assume it's better.
Yeah.
I think that and there's a fandom of people who really like the Zack Snyder version of DC movies.
Yeah.
I like some of those movies, so I'm gonna say it right now in case anybody finds this, because those people are crazy.
We've got a couple clips up on this channel, and some comedians that aren't fans of the Snyderverse, and those guys come out of the woodworks to just try to kill us.
They're crazy. They're crazy. So that's why I always try to say, like, hey, I like Man of Steel, and I liked his 4-hour-long Justice League movie, but BVS missed me with that.
Yeah.
He missed.
Yeah.
But but those people, I'll never forget. I made a tweet about the Batman movie. That was very popular Batman movie. All I said was like, I was kind of like low key antagonizing, but because they said something about it, and I was like, okay, but he made this much money, and then my DMs were full of people talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. Who cares about that twink Batman? I'm like,
damn.
I really ain't even say nothing crazy.
Yeah,
I really didn't even say nothing crazy.
Like, what are they? I feel like, dude, the Batman with Pattinson was awesome.
Yeah, but it's like that whole sort of like.
It's a crazy.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where they just can't accept it.
It's like a cult almost.
Yeah,
where you get like, and it's cool. Like Zack Snyder has his own style. He has like his own vision. I mean, I like Watchmen. I know a lot of people don't like Watchmen. Like I like that.
I don't think the dude's bad at all.
I don't think so either.
His style and the way he does action is fire. Like I like Man of Steel, even though he do kill a lot of people in that movie. And the Batman scene where he in BVS where he do kill the people, it's still fire. Like I said, I like those movies.
It looks cool.
Yeah,
like character wise.
Like he can direct like a motherfucker, but the story we might need to go back in the lab about that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, Man of Steel, I like Man of Steel and I like Zack Snyder Justice League. I watched all 4 hours of it one time when it first dropped, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's not that he's not talented. It's not that he doesn't make good stuff. It's just maybe not all of it is the best version of that.
And see, the thing that really kills me online because like I don't even really be like dick sucking the other properties. Like I have my problem with Django, like I told you. His Suicide Squad movie, Peacemaker stuff, I'm not really interested. But and so like it's like funny how they ignore that. But when I say something about Snyder, it's time to put me in the crosshairs.
It's certain people, man. Certain people have like the fandom like that, dude. It's crazy, and his definitely one of them. I didn't know that until we posted some videos about it.
Yeah, no, they come for you. I think a dude literally came to my channel. Like comment section of my channel telling me how like just defending Snyder. It was crazy.
Wow, dude. Yeah, he's got him on payroll or something. Like, dude, what are you getting
from
this?
He went to the link tree to find me.
Yeah, dude, he was deep.
I was like, oh.
I just wondered, but Zach must have done something for him, dude. Like what?
He dropped some.
One of those movies must have changed their life.
Maybe we just not see it what they see.
Yeah. He did 300, right? That's his big. That
was
like
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I could see how people fall into that pipeline then. What's the worst discourse you see online?
Just like in general or like in
general, I guess, or relative to superheroes or animated shows. Or
I think the worst discourse. That's a good question because like I feel like a lot of that stuff, like the side of Twitter I'm on, like that's why Twitter, it has some of the most brain dead discourses. Like people get mad about the littlest stuff. I think the funniest one to me is when like Spider-Man fans complain about literally anything. And like I'm low-key funny because I be feeding into it sometimes too. But like for example, when the Spider-Man 2 game came out and one of the suits had a minor difference, somebody made a fit about it, and it was just like, bro, what are you complaining about? Yeah. Like the sole on his shoe was different from the actual movie. It's not that deep. Yeah. I think that's always like it's definitely some of the worst because like it's always just such insignificant stuff that gets blown out of proportion. Yeah. But I can't lie, it do be funny as hell sometimes.
It is so silly. I do think Spider-Man fans that is tough. It's tough to please them. Yeah. Spider-Man fan, it's a lot like I always joke. So I'm a big Drake stan, right? And I think a lot of times what Drake fans do, or critics of Drake, he comes out with anything and it's trash. Yeah. And then it's like 3 years from now when he's dropping whatever he's dropping then, people are like, "Yo, but Certified Lover Boy, though, that's actually so hard." And it's like, dude, I was there. You all said it was trash as fuck, and now you're playing Fair Trade. You're playing these other songs. You're like, I think it's the same thing with Spider-Man. It's like people. Tom Holland movies come out before Tom Holland. Garfield's movies come out, trash. People are like, oh, it's trash. Literally. They don't even finish them. Now we all sit there and we're like, oh my god, the Andrew Garfield movies are so fucking good. And it's like, I thought they were fine when they came. I thought they were good when they came out. You were the ones that are late, And the same thing with Holland. I think Holland does a great job. I think those movies I think they're great.
Yeah, shout out Tom Holland, bro. That one time I met you at the Atlanta airport.
Oh yeah, you met him?
Yeah.
Shout out Tom Holland.
Yeah.
How is he in person? Do you have an aura about him?
It was the accent. Like
I
never forget that day. Like when I went down to Atlanta to visit family and I'm at the airport and I'm about to leave.
Yeah.
And my dad who's there, he takes a seat and he tells me like, you know, get some food, and he takes like the best seat of all time because he picks a seat right behind Tom Holland and his crew. I mean, I'm sitting there eating my Wendy's and I'm just like, it's like quiet, and I'm hearing like British people. Yeah. I'm like, British people, and then the more they start talking, the accent starts to sound familiar, and just off that, I'm like, Dad, that's Tom Holland, that's Spider-Man behind you. And he like, you lie. I swear to you,
dude.
I swear to you. And the craziest part, because hey, I like growing up too, because Tom Holland is technically like the Spider-Man I grew up with. Mm-hmm. So I was there for every single rollout of the movie, the rumors and stuff. So like I was tapped in with him as an actor too. So when I look across, I see his brother, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely him over there. Yeah. And then my dad taps one of the he must be like a security, whoever he was on his team. He taps him, he's like, hey, my son want to get a picture of Spider-Man, and he's like okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we take the picture. It's always the funniest. It's always the funniest thing I look back on, because I just know Tom was probably expecting like some kid, like some little kid, and then I stand up. I'm probably still 6 foot at the time. Yeah. I'm towering over him. Yeah. Yeah. Like he gets up like, all right, Mike, let's take the picture. And he's like, oh, geez, you're tall. Yeah. I'm like, and I just know he's expecting somebody little. Yeah. It's always so funny. And the funniest part too, kind of he booked it out of there too. Cause I feel like he probably knew like I've been spotted. I got caught.
Yeah. There's gonna be a bunch more pictures in a second here if he doesn't get out of there. He booked it. Yeah. Wow. That's cool. That's nice of him though to do. But that's like to go back to it. It's like, dude, people hated all of his movies when they were coming out. Every single one of them. Even the last one, people they're like, it was good for 10 minutes. Now they're like, it has no rewatchability. You know, it's so trash.
That's like a thing with like almost every single superhero movie. I feel like that's probably the worst discourse. Like when people like watch something and they go back and they just like want to either say it's like all of good all of a sudden, but like, oh, it's all bad all of a sudden. Like No Way Home, like the Spider-Man movies, like everybody thought that shit was a hit when it came out. Yeah. And all of a sudden people were like, bro, the movie wasn't even that good. Yeah. And it's like, damn, just like that.
Yeah, y'all just switch up.
I think the part that really gets me too is when it happens so soon. I forgot what movie it was from, but it came out, and I think not even like a couple weeks later, everybody was like, "Yeah, we just admitted the movie wasn't that good." Like, dog, it just dropped. You ain't even give some time. You ain't even rewatched it yet. You just talking.
Yeah, exactly. I think people like want to be the first to have an opinion because of the social media climate we live in, and so it's like there is value in that. It's like if I'm the first one to talk about this, I'm gonna get a little bit more push than the next person. So let me just say it don't even matter if I've thought about this critically or not. And I think you do get so many people that like have pretty surface level takes, don't really think about it. They're not watching video essays or going home and thinking about it. They're not like, why do I love or why do I dislike this movie? They're just like, I want to be the first person to say something.
They trying to get a hit tweet off, man.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, I get it. I've been there.
I've done it too. Yeah, I've done it. Well, like I've done it like that, but I've definitely tried to farm a good tweet.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, I'll post a TikTok just about like a Marvel movie I like or disliked, and you know, just maybe I don't go.
Them
super
hot
far
takes
in
piss
depth.
people off.
Yeah,
them hot takes will piss somebody off.
They don't get. It's like they fall for it every time. Exactly. It don't matter if I'm like,
if I'm ever feeling kind of like argumentative, I go on Twitter right now and post Winter Soldier not that good, and I got and I got people flooding me ready to talk about. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like,
it'll kill you, man. For that one.
I did the same thing with like Ben 10 for a while. That's kind of like what really like shot me into the social media like sphere. So like when I was like, I kind of just want to like get some good likes. Let me just say this one show not good. And let me just watch everybody just come and like cloud me like, why? What, you just a hater? And then I just be like, yeah, I am.
I am. That's what I'm doing. I'm hating right now. It's interesting. Like I think some of the projects now, like it's weird too with fandoms. We're talking about like Snyder Bros and how they kind of get a little culty where anything he does is God sent, right? So they can't really think critically about it. Where I do think sometimes brands will like almost. They'll have a couple strikes in a row, and then people are like, anything they do is an out now. Yeah. You know, I think Marvel's kind of in that sphere right now, or in that realm, and it makes me a little sad because I just watched the Thunderbolts recently, and I was like, this is actually pretty solid.
Really good.
Yeah, I was like, this
is really good.
This is good. I will say, like, I do have like a little bit of critiques with like I guess like the way that the turning everybody into like clouds or whatever, like into
shadows?
His anxiety, shadows or whatever.
Oh,
that was a little silly.
I thought that was fine.
I thought it was just like a little bit easy, but I liked the way like they portrayed everything when they went into his mind and everything. I thought that was badass, and the rest of the movie was really good. But it's so sad that like that movie, I didn't go see that in the theaters because everybody was trashing the fuck out of it. And I was just like,
hey, damn. I didn't hear that much trash about it.
I was like, dude, like, because everyone's just like, Marvel's over with. No one gives a fuck about Thunderbolts.
Yeah, people have been saying
Nobody gives a fuck about whatever.
That.
And I'm like, damn, like it just like killed the momentum for me. And I won't lie, like I do remember after some of the shows started getting a little less good, and then going to see Ant-Man, I was like,
No, I kind of had that same opinion with the shows. Like I kind of stopped watching the shows after a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched a single Disney Plus show since the Moon Knight when it dropped. So I missed a lot of content.
And that's another one too, dude. Where like I feel like Moon Knight had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was into it for the first couple episodes.
Yeah. And then when it ended, I don't know if you remember the ending to that show, but it pissed me the fuck off because it was like literally, it felt like they ran out of budget for the show.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we're just gonna have him fall asleep for the final fight.
Yeah. You know,
he's
funny?
about to do the big fight that costs all the money, and he just.
Oh yeah, I did hear.
And
about
he
that.
wakes up and the movie's over or the show's over.
Cause I never watched the finale. I didn't. Like I said, I kind of slowly fell off, but I heard about that.
Yeah.
Where it's like they kind of like cut right before the big fight. Yeah. He wakes up and he's like, and he won. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and so you're supposed to like guess which one of the personalities did it. I'm like, but I don't care because he's not even signed on to play this character again.
Yeah.
So this is like a standalone show that might never return. Why the fuck why can't we just show the fight?
Exactly.
Oh man.
Like we might never see Moon Knight again. And we'll never have a final fight.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So some of the shows got a little silly. I do think they started really strong with Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
then it just
a lot of them were really good at first, but now kind of
Yeah.
Like the only one I can see myself going back and watching is like Loki season 2 because everybody was hyping that up.
Yeah, Loki season 2 was really good. I mean, I think the first few shows were really good, dude. Like I'll always say, like WandaVision was awesome. Like the experience watching that show was awesome. Like that was so fun. I liked the Captain America or the Winter Soldier and Falcon. I thought was fine. And then Loki, the first season was great. I thought the second season was good too. But then like after that, dude, Secret Invasion like actually killed me.
Garbage.
I fell asleep.
And I never even watched about it. It was garbage.
It was so garbage. I've never, dude. Anybody that's watched a movie with me or watched TV with me knows I'm like picking up on everything. Like I'm always like asking him, yo, you know this guy was from that movie, right? He's from this other thing. Yeah. And I'm like almost annoyingly so. I fell asleep twice trying to get through that show. It was so bad, and I felt so bad for Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, this is so trash.
Yeah, see, I'm glad I kind of told myself like, if it don't interest me, I ain't watching. Cause I would have really been through hell if I really decided to watch that show, just cause it's Marvel. Yeah. I had to stop doing that, cause like if it ain't interesting me, I ain't see it. Mm-hmm. Like I think there are a couple more movies I didn't see the new Captain America movie. Because I just wasn't interested.
It was not good.
Yeah, and everybody said it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I skipped out on a bunch of those other DC movies that came out towards the end.
Yeah.
And it was like, shout out Blue Beetle though. That's a good one.
Was it good? I didn't see it. I skipped out on some of those too. So.
I mean, can't blame you. Yeah. Especially when James Gunn talking about, those don't matter no more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy marketing strategy. Like, hey, these are going to just wrap that up. We're not going to be continuing.
Bro, drop this new universe while the other one is still going.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
and what's up with the Batman thing is a different universe too?
The new one coming out?
Like
there's
Batman
there's gonna be like 2 Batmans.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody wants them to just like combine them. Cause I think that'd be so fun. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Like the Batman is one of my favorite movies of all time.
The new one with Pattinson. I thought it was so good.
It's amazing.
I've seen it twice and I think like I'm genuinely I don't think I've been as excited for like a follow up or interested in like what direction they're gonna go for a superhero movie in a long time, for like a standalone one superheroes movie.
Yeah.
Like I just think they introduce Gotham in such an interesting place. The way they leave Gotham is in a crazy place. I'm like, how is this gonna work?
Like you giving me chills just talking about it.
Yeah.
That's how much I love that movie.
It's so good. It's just so good. And on the first watch, like I was genuinely like at the edge of my seat. Like I remember being in the theater like, I don't like where is this going? Like where are we? Like the mystery element was there, man, and I was locked in. And then the second when you watch it on a rewatch, you pick up the extra little clues, and you're like, oh, this is good.
It's
dude.
So fire.
And the cinematography is great, and the action is super raw.
And they just understand Batman. That was my biggest thing. They understand Batman, bro.
Yeah.
That made it so far. Like from the opening monologue, from the opening scene, I was hooked. Like when he's talking about how he's the shadows, and it's like there's these like they switch from crook to crook as they look in the shadows to see if he's there, because that's what Batman is. He putting that fear into their heart, and it's like, yo, they understand it.
Yeah,
they understand it. And the part where he like walks into the crime scene, and like he looks at the kid who just lost his father, and just through the look, you can tell all the Batman history right there.
Yeah,
like they understand it to another level.
Yeah, and I think they did a lot with a little too. At first, it's a super long movie, so they did a lot with a lot too. But I mean, like with the way that they told the story, like through the cinematography, and then like scenes like that with Pattinson, when you're letting the eyes do the
way
acting,
they show don't tell, like
it was just great. And I think too, like I appreciated I love Batman. I'm a big Batman over Superman guy. Like Batman is miles more interesting in my opinion.
The same way.
And
I never hated Superman though, like some people did, but like I definitely was like, it was like Spider-Man, Batman, like Superman probably wasn't even in my top 5. Probably.
Yeah, he's still not in my. I mean, I definitely was in that hating camp for a long time. I've heard the new movie's great, and I do want to see it. But I just appreciated with the Batman that they showed how almost impossible it would be for someone to do that and be a normal person at the same time. And so I'm really interested to see, because I've heard that they're probably going to have to do some more Bruce Wayne shit in the next one, how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Because, dude, if you think about it, like, there's no way if you're staying up for 8 hours throughout the night and, like, recording everything you're doing on these fucking, like, retinal scans and then watching those back during the day to remember everything you did over the night. There's no way that's a functional human being.
It's definitely not.
And I loved that.
That's why he barely made any public appearances.
Yeah.
But I think that's so cool how they comment on that.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how that goes a little bit more. We got Stormbringer in here, says, hello, can you guys see me? What's going on? Yeah, dude, that's a great take. So we got into a little bit of who had the better cartoons all time. We talked a little bit about fandoms and whatnot. Who are a couple of your favorite characters that aren't superheroes in fiction?
Superheroes. So like, do they have to have powers at all, or
just in fiction? Just in fiction.
Definitely. Oh, I've been on a Zuko hype train recently. Like from Avatar, Last Airbender. From Avatar. Oh, okay. Like
He's the bad guy, right? Is he
kind of like
he's the dark character.
So like he's the firebender who's like looking for Aang in the first season, but he makes like a heel turn. Yeah. So like he goes from good to bad, and that redemption arc spoke to me. Yeah. Because I wouldn't say I was an Avatar hater. Yeah. But I kind of started some shit when I realized that both them and Ben 10 came out around like the same time, and I was like, oh yeah, Ben 10 better than that show, just to rile up some people.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
fair.
I watched it recently, not recently, a couple years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this fire. Yeah. And Zuko, he really spoke to me. So yeah, Zuko would be one. Probably John Wick. I like the John Wick movies a lot.
Those are great movies. Especially if you're an action guy. Those are phenomenal.
But not even just the action too. Like John Wick 2 is my favorite one for one scene specifically, because I watched the video kind of like how you did, like how you talking about video essays. Yeah. Somebody pointed out one of like my favorite facts ever. Like it's like when he's about to go back into like his line of work again. I think I don't remember the scene properly, but like they give him like a briefcase full of like everything he needs, right? And like people exit the room, he's in there by himself. And John Wick, he's like a stoic guy. Like, he don't really make much noise, and he lets out a yell, and it tells you everything you need to know about the character. Yeah. And like that scene sticks with me, bro. Because it's like he finally lets out the pain he held up last movie and a little bit of this one. The fact that he's doing this again, and he doesn't want to. Yeah. So that part always sticks out to me. John Wick 2 is so good. So is John Wick 4. God,
yeah, those are great movies. I love those movies. I love that world too. That's another one where it's like they do a lot of show don't tell in that world, and there's still plenty of telling. Like
it's also like low key cartoonish. Like how they don't let them fight in the I think it's like the Cottonelle or something like that.
Yeah, the Cottonelle.
Like when there's a scene where him and it's like a black bald dude, I forget his name. It's like 1 or 3 people, but it ain't Joe Budden. It's probably a Common or somebody.
yeah, it is Common.
They're fighting, and then they bust through a window and they get in the Cottonelle, and they stop fighting because like there's a rule you can't fight in there, and they just wholesomely respect it, and it's so funny to me.
I mean, that's the whole premise of the third one, is because he smokes dude at the end of the second one in the Continental, and that's, I mean, dude, those movies are so cool. I think that's kind of fun though, that there's these weird like if there was, because I mean, if you think about it, if there was in a secret assassin society, there would have to be some rules, or else they wouldn't be able to like operate.
That's why I really like it too, because like it's an action movie, but it has these little trinkets about it that just kind of make it stand out from typical action movies. Outside of just like how it's directed.
Yeah,
like the action, is insane. Bro, the action's so gas. Yeah. But like little stuff like the lore, it makes it so much better.
Give me maybe your top 1 or 2 fight scenes in all of John Wick franchise.
I really like what's that one? I like the one in 4 where he's like in the building. It's kind of like it's a reference to a game. It's like Hot Something Mafia where he has like the shotgun.
Yeah, and
it's
like
a video
game.
It's like a video game. Yeah.
Oh, so dope.
And dude. I think there's another one. I think it's like a one-on-one. It has like one of the guys who and I think actually it's from 4. It's one of the scenes where he fights the blind guy in 4. Donnie Yen, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
4 has like probably like all of them. 4 just has that order to me.
Is that 4 or is that 3? I thought he fights. It might be 4.
Yeah, 4 because 4 he goes to Japan where it's like the other really popular action guy. Yeah. Who does all the sword where Hito. It's like Hito something. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your name. Yeah. But yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I do love that one.
And just to not glaze 4. two has another good one where they're like shooting each other in like the most cartoonish way, where they're like pew, pew, like
in common, the first 10 minutes or whatever when they're fighting each other is awesome. It's hilarious.
It's awesome. It's so cartoonish, but it's so funny.
I love in the third one, there's like a scene, like I feel like the first like 15 minutes of the third one are just like nonstop. You can almost consider that all. I think
that's the one where he's like in like a desert and they're chasing after him and stuff.
That's towards the end of that, I think. But at the beginning, there's like a scene where he's in this like antique shop. And there's like he breaks into this, like there's a bunch of knives and they're just like doing this knife throwing thing, him and this other guy.
Yeah, because he fights Boban in that movie.
Yeah, he fights Boban in the library.
That's
so
that part.
Good,
yeah, that part is really good.
That first like 10-15 minutes of that movie that's probably my favorite in the series.
Yeah,
that or then I think it's 4 is 4 the one with the roundabout where he's like going, he's just drifting.
Oh yeah, that's that one where he's like drifting, and he's like shooting them all.
Smoking people. That one's a little cartoony. I was like, this is a little hilarious.
It's also the one where he's fighting those dudes on the stairs, and he falls down. Keeps falling and falling. Like it's so cartoonish.
Yeah, I do like that I do love about John Wick too, though, that he does get like repeatedly messed up. Like he's like this invincible character that also does get smoked all the time.
Like he's not untouchable.
Yeah.
Like he gets messed up, but like he's still that dude. I feel like that's also why it's good too, because like in all the midst of action, him smoking people, he's taking some hits too.
Yeah, he's not like invincible.
Yeah, I think that's really why I like John Wick, and like I like when stories do that with their characters. Like Invincible, people rag on Invincible for like losing fights, but I think it means a lot more when you see him get his ass kicked as much as he does, but he still somehow wins.
Yeah, it's way more relatable, dude. That's what, like I argue this all the time, that like Vegeta is way more relatable than Goku.
Yeah,
because Vegeta is like, that's as you get older. When you're a kid, you're like, Goku's cool. He wins all the fights. Like he's this pure hearted whatever. But it's like when you get a little bit older and like you've wanted things, or your ego has come into your life at all, whatever, and you've failed, then you start to realize like what it's like to be Vegeta, dude. He works his whole life and he just doesn't have the talent this other guy does, and he keeps getting better and better and better. But he falls short often.
Dude, he's so fucking cool, bro.
And it's dope. And it's like it's the same thing with John Wick or these other characters. If they don't lose, or Mark in Invincible, if they don't lose, then they're boring. Like, why do we not like Rey in the new Star Wars films?
Yeah.
It's not because like I know there's weirdos that don't like her because she's a girl. For sure, that does exist. Star Wars is a fandom that it scares me.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I'm not a super big Star Wars. Hey, I stay in my corner. I like Revenge of the Sith. I
Great
like those,
movie.
But I don't talk about Star Wars at all. I've seen what they do to people.
No, Star Wars is scary fandom. But so there is a group of people that really don't like her because she's a girl. But most people, I think, that like dislike those movies. It's like there's no arc. You know, if your heroes don't fall, then it's like there's no rise to see them do. Mark loses every fight.
Damn near, yes.
Until Conquest, dude.
Yeah.
That's like, and that is such a big moment. He low key loses that fight too. If it wasn't for Eve bailing him out.
He got lucky.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
like,
not gonna say lucky, but he definitely got some help.
But it's so good, and that's something. I don't know. Have you read the comics at all?
I have. Yeah.
I refuse to read the comics. I don't want to know. I'm like, especially I've heard like Robert Kirkman talk about how like he feels like this is like the best iteration of that work is the show, because he's being able to kind of change some things and whatnot. And so like I was gonna buy all the compendiums, and I was like, nah, if he says this is the best, I'm gonna just experience it for the first time this way, and I'll buy him after. But that's dude. I love Invincible so much.
I think the way you talked about the two, I think that's why people didn't like Superman for a while, because he was like the guy who always wins and stuff. Like if you really like read the Superman stuff, I some stories do a really good job. Like he's invincible, he's the strongest, but like they give him other conflicts to deal with. And I feel like that's like I feel like that's what people always missed about Superman. The new movie does a good job at it too. Kind of like obviously he's Superman, but Superman gets fucked up in that movie. Like he gets his ass beat in that movie, but like he's Superman, so like he gonna get through it.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. That's something that's, I think for me, I'm sure people that are fans of Superman will get it more. That's something that I've always like. That's been a hold up for me, where I'm like, dude, this guy can't lose. So like, what do I care? Unless somebody has a specific rock. From his home planet that got blown up or whatever.
Got
like
one specific thing. Yeah. Like other than that, you're cooked. You don't got the green rock, you're cooked.
It bums me out a little bit. It's hard for me to like get into it as much. But yeah, that's fair. But no, do you think I want to ask you this? Invincible, is it the best superhero project out right now?
Out right now? Ooh,
like currently coming out, airing.
I would say I would give it like a slight just because like I feel like it's the best animated superhero thing out, definitely for sure. Just like in that category, and I think it's I would go as far as say it's the best superhero show out. Yeah, the property, like what they're doing now, I got a lot of faith in like we talked about the Batman and that type of stuff. But I think Invincible is really good at what it does, because I think it does a good job at like you said, it as I read the comic, so I kind of see what Robert Kirkman means when he says it's the work refined.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Like when people adapt stuff, they really just like they don't really take those liberties to kind of like fix what it was. They either change some or that type of stuff. Kirkman is kind of like using the show to make it like the perfect version of his story, like changing stuff he didn't like, and most changes are always good.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's. And it gets like, you know, something's good when people want to actually read the book. I have never heard people. My best friend, I cannot imagine him reading a comic book dead ass, cause I know how he is. And he's telling me, yeah, give me them books. I need to read them. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you really know something's heat.
Yeah, Invincible. It is like, I saw somebody say this somewhere, so I don't want to steal this from them. I forget who said it, but it was essentially like Invincible is like the closest we've got to like shonen right now, like American shonen.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
And it's like, it really does feel that way. Like it's something for me as an adult where like, that's why I don't want to get the comics, because I am actually so entertained, and like the twists and turns of the show, like I'm really genuinely enjoying the building that they're doing, and I just don't want to spoil that. It's so good that I'm like, I enjoy it so much. Yeah. That I love The Boys too. I don't know if do you watch The Boys at all?
I haven't, but my girlfriend tells me it's really good.
Okay, yeah, you would like The Boys, I think too.
I need
really
to.
Superhero.
I've seen a lot of clips from it, so I kind of know it. I be laughing like a motherfucker at the clips and stuff. So that's really why I want to watch it.
It's dramatic, and that's got the like last season coming out soon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah, I need to binge that for sure.
What's something that you think needs to get some more love? What's a show or a movie that needs to get some more love that hasn't?
I love talking. This is another niche pool, but like it's kind of in my sphere. There's a show that came out called Generator X. It's such like a niche pool. It's kind of like in that Ben 10 range. Even made by the same guys who made Ben 10. Mm-hmm. It's basically about a guy named Rex. So he has a power to like control nanites, because like a virus going on in his world. So his power with the nanites is he can build stuff out of his arm. So like he can build a big fist, he can build like a motorcycle, he can build wings. I think the show never really got talked about because it was like Ben 10's little brother. So when Ben 10 was kind of peaking, that show was like kind of like airing. But people was watching Ben 10 more than that. They even crossed over. That's really where people really know him from, because they crossed over.
Oh, they did an episode or two together?
Yeah, they did an episode together. Yeah, a whole 40-long special. Like people know of that special, but never really watched the show. But I've been on record to say that show is like, it has better writing and like story than like it's a more put together show and a better show than like Ben 10 low key. Like I think Ben 10 just has that it factor. Yeah. But like I watch Generator X and like this is like a really real crafted story. Yeah. And it's also really action packed too.
Wow. Okay. And that was on Cartoon Network then. Obviously.
Yeah. Wow. It aired around like in the 2010s too. So
really, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is so crazy. Like we were talking earlier with certain shows like getting pushed onto different platforms, different time slots, how that affects something's success so much.
I talk about that in one of my upcoming videos, because that's what they did to Ben 10. They started airing like the 4th series show at like 6 a.m., meaning that nobody could watch it. Yeah. So they just like silently killed it off. It was sad.
Yeah, I don't know what their incentive is to do stuff like that. They need to bring back cartoon crossovers. They really do. They genuinely do.
Well, some of them was a hit. Like Heroes Unite is like one of the best ones, because it's like it's such a fitting like crossover too. Obviously, because like they're made by both the same people, so like it's that seamless transition. But like I know Cartoon Network did it a lot with their characters. Like I think there was like a Billy and Manny crossover with like the Kids Next Door and stuff like that.
Kids
like,
Next Door, that's
another good one. Like so like cartoon crossovers is like it's such like a novelty. I know Nickelodeon did it in a weird way too. Like they did video games, and I thought that was always cool to me. How they had like Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner, SpongeBob, all on these video games, like as a team and for crossovers. I always thought that was really cool.
The Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron crossover.
Like, Jimmy Neutron Power Hour
episode event. Yeah, that thing was fucking awesome.
That shit was fucking gas.
That is so good. I still remember like random scenes from that will pop into my head of them like playing Survivor and trying to vote. Everyone's trying to vote Jimmy off or vote.
Anytime I think of that, I just see Timmy big ass head and Jimmy Neutron style.
Dude. Oh,
but God. Like that's like the best part of it. Like seeing them in each other's art styles, like that's so good.
So fun. And that's the thing too, where it's like that shit is just like that's just love of the game. Like people make it that we're like, this is fun, so let's just do it because it's fun.
People got the passion, the heart.
Yeah, and it's a little. I just see like there's a little less of that now, I think. We're talking a lot about crafting stories. We're talking a lot about building worlds. We're talking a lot about fandoms and whatnot. You recently, very recently, as in a few days ago, released your own comic.
Yes.
Like, can you explain to the people listening what this is, how this came to be, and then we'll kind of get into where it's going.
So I dropped a comic based around Ben 10. It's called Absolute Ben 10. So for a little backstory, the absolute in the name of the title comes from a line of DC comic books that they just put out. I'm sure you've probably seen it on your page because the Batman one they have is batshit crazy.
The Joker looked terrifying.
Yeah, the Joker, Bane, Mr. Freeze, like that has a lot of people riled up about it. But about a year ago when they first announced the universe, I thought the concept was like a really cool thing. Like I got the video idea from a different YouTuber who I know and who was a big inspiration. So I made a video where I kind of like took that idea where the idea of the universe is like, what's one thing you know about Batman? Like, the biggest thing you know about Batman is that he has a lot of money. Like, he's rich. They take that away from him. So you basically are following a Batman who has that core part of his character taken out, but you still see how he is Batman. So, like, obviously, he has to do without the money now. They make some other small changes, too, but that's, like, the core part of, like, that's the thing they decided to take and build off of. So it's really cool to see, like, a working-class Batman who's, like, has a construction job, and he's, like, 6'9". Yeah. So when they dropped that idea, everybody thought it was super cool. Like back then, like there was a part of the internet who was like, okay, this sounds cool, and I was like, I'll make a video about it, kind of like putting Ben 10 in that world space. And ever since then, too, the Absolute Universe has blown up. It's mainly the Batman line. Yeah. So I guess recently, since it got so popular, it got on the feed of a really talented artist, and he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I just watched your video because like I've been watching your stuff for a while, but this one just popped up and I watched it, and I really love your idea. Would you want to adapt this to a comic?" And like I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Yeah. Like what do you mean? Like yeah, only gotta ask me that. Yeah. So that's how it happened. And basically the idea of the story is, so what I'm telling you about Benton, I told you how he was cruising around for a summer road trip with his cousin and his grandpa, and that's kind of like a little theme of the franchise, right? So Ben always has a group of people around him. He's never really alone. Like he has his grandpa, his cousin. Yeah. In the next two after that, he has his cousin again, and a bad guy turned good who's now part of the team. And then in the fourth one, he has an alien partner. So my idea to sort of fit in what DC was doing was what can I take away from Ben 10 that is big enough in the core part of his character, but it could still lead him down a similar path. And so I decided to kind of take away all of the whole family stuff and that support system from him and kind of like isolate him in a way. So I slimed his grandpa out. He was dead. God damn.
Yeah, I was like, how can I make Ben's life worse?
That's yeah, so like that's like really what the first part goes into. Yeah. And that's kind of like the central theme of the story, and that's kind of where I'm going to piggyback off of it. But it's super, it's like I'm honored first of all, because it's like damn, like something I wrote really made somebody want to actually turn it into something bigger. Yeah. And so yeah, like it's all I've been thinking about for the past month. I'm trying to figure out how do I expand it. Like I said, that video was months ago. Yeah. I haven't really thought about it. Like obviously I kind of thought about it because like the idea of the Absolute Universe has become very popular. Yeah. Not even just in the comic space, but just like mainstream. Mainly,
yeah, I mean I don't really follow the comics, and I saw the images of like Joker. He looked terrifying.
Yeah. My girlfriend is sending me stuff about it. Yeah. And she ain't never even picked up a comic book. She just know about it because I'm talking about it. Yeah. And so like that's how I know it's become a really big thing. So like, it was always in the back of my mind, but never did I think I would get the chance to make it into something. So it's been something I've been so on cloud 9 about.
Yeah. So what are we thinking? What are we talking? Is it going to be how many like issues or how many? Well, that's just dropped the first video.
Yeah. The first chapter, and I made a video about it. I basically said that the idea, me and my artist, he told me he's in it for the long run because he's also doing his own stuff. Like he's a really talented person. He has other projects too. But he told me, he wants to work with it. He wants to do it long term, basically, especially if it does well, which I mean, first part did really well. Yeah. But all the other like details and stuff we haven't really gone into because like how long it'll be. I really couldn't craft it that first like issue, that first chapter, kind of like a way to sell people on the idea. I didn't really think it wasn't really until like we started talking more. He was like, yeah, we can do it. We can do this for. We can make this long term. Yeah, go ahead and think of everything else. Yeah. So that first chapter is kind of like a pilot, like kind of cartoon type of pilot episodes. Of course. Kind of sell people on the idea.
It's a proof of concept.
Yeah. So now I have to think about the bigger scene, so the bigger picture. Because some of that stuff in that pitch video I did is because I look back on, I'm kind of like I could do more with that, or like I might not want to use that, or I'll take that. Yeah. So I have to go back and kind of like actually build off of this video that I thought was going to be not even that big of a deal. Yeah.
It's exciting, man. That's why you should be really proud of it, honestly. That's
everybody's been telling me that, man. It's been a surreal few days when I dropped because like I said, I've never written like I've written stuff for school. Like I said, I was a big English dude. Shout out my English teacher, you the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's really where I found my love for writing, and like I said, a little bit of middle school too. But I never really sat down and wrote a narrative.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous as shit because it's like part of me. Obviously, I had people look over it. Shout out the guy who looked over it, and then shout out my artist too, Dux. Shout out you. He looked over it, and then like part of writing too, basically I'm new. I have to take criticism, so I'm down for taking criticism and all type of stuff. But it's still like, damn, you feel that way about it? Like he didn't say it was like awful bad. He said I have some really dope ideas, but it's like some stuff needs some cleanup around the edges. Yeah. So you got to be able to accept that too. But yeah, like sitting in that writer's chair is so nervous, especially when you realize that people are gonna read this. Some people are gonna be awfully excited, but some people too are gonna be like, hey, bro. Ain't it?
Yeah.
Some people are gonna be looking to tear. So like, that's a lot of stuff I was thinking about.
When it's interesting too, like when you do like something like specifically like a comic or like a story like that, there's like creative direction involved. So there's like, and then there's also literally the tangible skill of like writing a well-crafted story, right? So you can have all these amazing ideas. Yeah. How well can you get me those ideas? Yeah. And that's, being able to balance
like the
both
weird part too, because like it's really just me and him on this, because like a passion project, because like, it's nothing like official or like that. So I have to like, I'm basically in charge of all the dialogue, the writing, and the idea, and he's just like writing it down, adapting. And of course, he'll pitch in to help me, give me retune my ideas and stuff. But it is a lot. It's a very nervous process, but I love it. I love like it's taking over my brain chemistry for like ever since he told me. It's all I think about.
Would you ever do your own? Would you ever create your own character, your own universe?
You know, it's funny too. I think that's the reason why I love this idea, because when I was younger, it was all I used to think about. Like I always told myself, like I always wanted to grow into like that avenue where like kind of like how Donald Glover is, where he has like he's a musician, he's an actor. Yeah. I always wanted to have my own animated series. I used to like not sketch, 'cause I can't draw for shit. I used to note like ideas. I used to have like character names, what they can do. What's the name of the series? Bad guy. I used to kind of like map all that stuff out because I was a big action cartoon kid growing up. Yeah. So that would have been like that was like one of my dreams, like to have an idea come to life that I made, like that, my own original series or something.
Yeah, that'd be so cool, dude. Have you thought of anything? Have you brainstormed anything since?
Or anything that original? Nah. Okay. Like there is an idea that I always keep in the back of my head that I think about sometimes, but it would definitely need to be changed because it's not the most original thing out there. So I would have to like definitely like fine tune it.
What I will say though too is I did not a ton of creative writing because I went to school for marketing in college and whatnot. But when I was in college, I did take a little bit of like some film classes and whatnot, and they say a lot of the best stuff, the series that have legs, they say, will be taking basically two things that you love and putting them together. Yeah. So like I forget, they taught us about like Breaking Bad, how like because Breaking Bad people think has like one of the best pilots ever. And they were breaking down how, I forget what two shows it basically just smashes together. But that's like, if you want to make anything great, it's like take something you love right now, let's say it's Ben 10, pick something else that you love in a completely different world and figure out how do I put that together. Yeah. And what's in the middle of that, it's unique, it's new, you're going to borrow elements from both. Yeah. But it's going to be yours and it's going to be insane. Yeah. And I think some of the best shows, we were talking Invincible, that's a show I love, and I think that borrows from a lot of like classic superhero tropes. Yeah. But it does so in a way where The Boys I love, but The Boys does so through like a very cynical lens. Yeah. Whereas Invincible is serious. It takes the conflict serious.
It's like your kind of like your traditional superhero story, but like with the
higher stakes, like with more of an adult vibe to it. And so it's interesting, it's almost like taking like those old DC animated shows, but mixing it with what The Boys does. Yeah. And obviously Kirkman probably wasn't doing that when he wrote the original. He had his own ideas and he was probably pulling from different things. But I love that about it. Yeah. I love that it's two different things that I love and they find a way to mash them.
Yeah, definitely true. That's kind of like what I did for this story. Like obviously like the whole absolute storylines. Like when I made the video, they weren't out, but ever since that video in between, like before I was actually do this, I was reading them. I was reading the Batman one that everybody likes. I read the Flash one. Read a little bit of Superman one. It's not the best, but it was in that line of work. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's really what I thought. I in the video I made, I said like I'm pulling from different avenues. I'm taking Ben 10, but I'm trying to like mix it with this concept I'm throwing at y'all, but also like throw a little bit of Spider-Man in here because I like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
why that not? Type of stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, I think that's definitely a good way to put it too.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've noticed in myself, right? I'm an artist. I like to create stuff, and I sometimes I get bogged down because I'm like, I'm not as talented as this person. I'm not as talented as this person. And what I've had to tell myself, at least, is like, okay, sure, that's true, 100%. I'm not gonna be as talented as these people, but my taste is my taste, and nobody will. People will like you. You and me might like. It sounds like we like a lot of the same stuff, but there's also stuff you like that I don't like, and there's probably stuff that I like that you don't like. And if I take all the things that I like and I put them into something, it's gonna be its own unique new thing. It's just gonna be my DNA. Like this is me, and I do think that that's one of the coolest parts about creating story, and with what you're doing, even with this Ben 10 thing. You know. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to put what I'm doing, cause especially too, cause like I'm pulling a lot from myself too. Like I said, like the main premise is that like he lost his grandpa, and like as somebody who's dealt with a lot of like family death, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you pull from yourself to put it into that character too. But not even just something as serious as that. It's also just stuff like I like a lot of like Ben in the comic. I'm gonna make him a little bit more sports oriented, a little bit, because I like sports, and I always thought when I watch it all, it's something that actually is his character and stuff. But like, I think it's a neat way to like sort of like involve yourself and give it that sort of your own personal DNA into a story, kind of make it identifiable to you.
100%. And then the themes that you're gonna be able to pull from that will be endless, you know, especially if you hopefully this builds into something bigger and bigger, you know. So what haven't we got to today? What's something we need to touch on, or a hot take of yours, superhero or superhero adjacent, that we need to get to before we wrap?
I don't know, man. I'm just, I was probably to ask me about my YouTube channel.
Okay, what's up with the YouTube channel? What else do we need to get to with the YouTube channel?
Man, I could see one of the things before I came on here, I really like, I kind of had that kind of like, I wonder how I'm gonna look being on like the guest list. Like he probably got type of cool people, and then there's this dude who just makes Ben 10 videos on YouTube.
You make more. First off, you make more. Give yourself some credit. You make more.
Shout
than
out
just
to my
Ben 10
Power
videos.
Rangers people, man. That video did really good.
The Power Ranger people, I saw that they were excited about that, and you do a lot of. I think that what you do is really valuable. I like video essayists in general, and it's hilarious that I've seen some of your videos before we even met. But no, man, I think like what's something you want to see, or what's something you want to do, maybe a character you haven't covered or a series you haven't made a video about that you want to make a video.
I definitely want to make a video on Danny Phantom. It's one I have a thumbnail for. I got sidetracked on other stuff. And then, like I said, Zuko too.
Okay.
I want to make like a video based around that whole type of character, the whole redemption arc thing. I want to make an anime video. I really want to dive into anime one day. One of my favorite animes, Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what that is? Fire. If you haven't watched it. And then there's another one I watched recently called Gurren Lagann, and it's straight hopecore. And I think that like watching that, it put me in such a good spot. Like I felt so happy watching the anime. So I want to make something about that too. And
I think that's what people, I mean, this stuff is all linked down below, so I hope people will go check that out, and then they can follow the new videos you're going to be posting soon. So that's excellent, man.
I appreciate it.
We love to see it. I love seeing it, especially too. It worked out that you're local, that we were kind of in the same city, so that worked out really well. And I appreciate you popping on the show, man. I appreciate you giving us. We got in the chat here. We got Absolute Ben 10 is great. I enjoyed the first issue.
Thank you.
See, there we go. People already
next week, man. Part 1.
We got more coming out. But no, I really appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you chopping it up with us and taking some of my questions, man. I'm excited to get everything posted from this episode. It'll be a lot of fun. I also want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's tuned in live, as well as people that are listening or viewing days after over on Spotify or here on YouTube. Also want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. They should be up on the screen right now. If you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra videos, extra podcasts, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/Darren Rita, and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. I also want to say a quick shout out to Alpine House 2 and Impulse Cameras, both for sponsoring this episode. And don't forget, we got guest links down below. We've got other fun links down below, so check those out. And with all that being said, this has been the 325th episode of the Detox Podcast. I will see you guys next week. Peace.